Hello and welcome to another episode of Short and Sweet TV. In this episode we'll be looking at some of the latest updates in InDesign CC 2018. So let's jump straight in and take a look. So the first couple of features that are now available are actually in the new document window. So I'll jump up to the new document window under File, New Document, and it's from within here that we can take a look at the new preview menu. So if I just click on the print area and jump down to the view all presets to choose my size, I'll choose an A4 for this particular document, and over on the right hand side I can come over and to customize that preset. So for example, I'll turn off the facing pages and I'll make this a 2-page document. Now when it comes to setting up my columns and also my margins, adding in bleed, that sort of thing, we've now got the ability to turn this preview on, and that will basically show us the blank preset there in the background. Now this actually used to be a feature in older versions of InDesign, and I'm glad they've brought it back in because it's just great to be able to see your columns and your margins as you're making changes here in the new document window. So I'll set this up with a 3-column structure and just give it a 4mm gutter. I'll just bring down the margin slightly, and then if I jump down to my bleed, I'll add that in. And as we can see, as I'm making those changes, we're getting a preview there in the background. One other thing that's in the new document window, just under the mobile menu, we've now got a few new presets just to reflect the latest technology. So as you can see, there's the iPhone X there, iPhone 8 as well. So just a few new presets for those that are working in that space. So the next feature that we'll look at is actually to do with choosing typefaces. So if I was to select a typeface that I've used in this particular document and then come up to the control panel where we can see our font options, just here on the right we've got this little show similar fonts button. So if I now select that, it will actually list some fonts that are similar in appearance to the font that I had originally chosen. And it's just a case of clicking on any of these fonts to activate them. One other cool feature that is up here as well, it's not in the latest updates, but it's been there for a little while, is just the ability now to filter your font search. So it might be that you want to select fonts that are maybe your script based. So you can come down and you can select script, and InDesign will actually filter through your fonts, available fonts, and show you all script fonts available. Or I could go maybe to sans serif and do the same thing. So it's really speeding up that process of being able to categorize your fonts just through this simple process of filtering. And the last feature that I just wanted to show you today was the ability now to add a border around the outside of your paragraph. So previously InDesign had introduced this idea of paragraph shading, where you could shade the background of a paragraph, but you can now add a border around the outside. So I'll just zoom in a little closer on our document here and we can take a look at this paragraph here. I'll just select that and come up to the border options. You can see now we've got this ability to add a border around the outside. So that's different to adding a border to an object. This is specifically for paragraphs. So to turn that feature on, I can click on it here, but then if I want to get into the actual settings for it, I'll need to option click on Mac or alt click the little button here to open up our settings. So from within here we can see that there is that shading area that has been there for a little while now, but we've got our border options here. We've got the ability to turn it on and off from up here. And then down here we've just got all of those formatting features. So if we wanted to maybe thicken that border up a little bit, I'll just move this off to the side so we can see it. We can increase the width of the border around that text frame, and then you've got different profiles for the actual border as well as the color. So I'll just come down here and make that paper. When it comes to the corners, we've also got the ability to add bevels or rounded corners if we wanted to, and change the angle of those rounded corners. I'll just take it back to having no corner features. And then we've also got the ability to change the offset. So at the moment, that border is sitting pretty close to the edge of my text, so I probably want to offset it by a few millimeters. We can obviously change these individually by breaking that link there. So that's just a brief introduction to some of the new features in Adobe InDesign. Hopefully you found these useful, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date as new features are rolled in. Thanks a lot. This has been Sean for Short and Sweet TV.